Spiral, 2 Jews, 2 mics, 2 hours, starting now.
You just did the intro to the Muppet Show, actually.
I'm too old for that. I'm sorry.
You did it unwittingly. You did it.
Unwittingly is how I do everything.
It's true. Or at least witlessly.
I just had my therapy, so you don't. You know what I'm saying?
So finally,
this doesn't usually happen.
Finally,
this way.
the show concept is in place. The Andy Kindler post therapy wrap up show.
I cannot believe. You know how much money that we had with startup entrepreneurs who were ready to back me up on that concept itself. I had the American Medical Association. I had the Fake Psychiatry Association. I had Jews who aren't funny. They were all going to invest a lot of money into our show.
So what happened?
The job of a straight man is often boring.
Tell me more.
Yeah, really? First of all, you have to pretend that you are believing the garbage.
Right.
That the comedian.
Or even listening, really.
Yeah, that the funny guy is trying to do. Hey, Abbott. Hey, Abbott. Yeah. Abbott, look at me. I'm not the straight man. Okay. Look, I'm the comic. You think that's the arguments that they had, like with Abbott and Costello, where Costello go, hi, stop doing that. Ha, that's the bit. Hi, will you stop to third base? See,
I'm a bad straight man.
I'm trying to compare us to Abbott and Costello.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not is right.
Who's better than us?
It's a winning formula.
Oh, it is a winning formula, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, you got them upset that something had happened to them.
No, it's
Okay, Josh.
Yeah.
I have to admit that you were right. I mean, how am I phrasing this? You were right. Something about the you had said that this anti-trans thing was a bad thing. You had said, and I said it wasn't going to be bad.
Yeah, you were wrong.
I mean, really, Josh. I mean, really, is this now? Can we now? Can we now say that Dave Chappelle's material is dangerous? I'm not saying Dave Chappelle caused these people to be killed, but
he didn't.
Well, that's good, Andy. Well, that's a big win. Let me just tell you something. A lot of people get angry at me. Yeah. I'm not saying that is a one-to-one relationship between Dave Chappelle talking about punching out trans people and trans people being literally hurt.
Yeah.
But I am saying that. But the thing is, do you think in the Jimmy Dore land, Jimmy Dore goes, oh, I remember I really shouldn't have said that. Doesn't matter how you vote. That would have been bad if the Republicans. No, they're I don't know why I say Jimmy Dore specifically, because it's all part of the same. These people are still thriving, but maybe they're on the downswing. Maybe.
I don't know. It was funny because I was going through. I don't know. For some reason, I was looking through the Ed Show, the Mark Thompson show site.
Right.
And I think I was actually looking for the fight I had with Jimmy Dore, and it turns out Mark had actually edited that out of that show. But
because of the
I heard,
when it happened, you mean?
Yeah, back then. So right. I never listened. I just remembered it happening. But it was funny because there was 2 interviews with Jimmy Dore about 6 months apart, and the first one was, he was still having discussions. We were talking, and he could be, he could have a point, and I'd say you're wrong. He'd go, yeah, he may be, he'd go with it. And he was talking about how he was just setting up his studio in his garage for YouTube stuff, and how he had gotten all the algorithms from Cenk Uygur and stuff, and how YouTube is really gonna. That's where the money is, basically.
Why haven't you told me before?
Because I didn't remember it at all. It was 5 years ago, and. And he was all excited, and there was still a certain, I think he was going to the convention for Bernie at the time. And, but excited about it, not like he was entitled to be there, And then 5 months later, Mark had him on again, and I wasn't on that one. But he was like all fucking monologues. By then, he was just like,
oh, really? About the military industrial complex?
All screeds and monologues, yes. And it was like, just in that time, that transition happened where he became a YouTube personality.
Sensation. How did Mark deal with it? Or he just doesn't, he lets it work?
Well, Mark's a professional radio host, so he can just.
Yeah, so he's not going to. So he actually was like, Mark, we can't expect Mark to solve this problem.
No.
Unbelievable, though, because it's like a guy tweeted this yesterday. I'm not saying it's the most hilarious tweet, but the idea that these people, like everybody who backs people like Jimmy Dore, they don't trust anyone. Everyone is out to get them. Everyone is scamming them, but they can't see through his scam. You know what I mean? It's like, do you really think the only person to trust in the world is Jimmy Dore? Is that really what they think?
Well, I think in some ways, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I really do feel like, if we've learned anything from just recent history, it's that there's a certain segment of people who will gravitate to certainty regardless of what that certainty is about.
Exactly. And they don't, I'm sure. Now, the thing is, if you to consider yourself not a member of the human race, and sometimes I used to say to myself, I could never see how I could get into Scientology, which is true. I don't think I could have gotten into Scientology. But you have to look into your own life and look into your own your own blind spots. And so I have to say, it's whatever it is that you believe that you're not, that you lock in, certainly the world becomes easier that way. When you go, this is the reason the world, it's like the Trilateral Commission and all this stuff.
Yes, it all makes sense now, is is that revelation. And of course, nothing does, really.
Right. And if you're not a grift, if you're not literally a grifter in the sense that his living is literally based on lies that he's saying, people believing his lies and gathering a thing that way.
Yeah.
He literally, that's what he's doing. He's doing it for the money or power, however he perceives it. He's got power now.
Yeah.
And he may even believe it's the truth. I don't know.
I think one followed the other. I think he started for the money and then got drunk on the power.
Yes. Everyone starts for the money because, see, here's the thing. And I'd like to tell the world and all of our listeners out there, it's not our fault. Do not blame comedy itself for these events. It's not comedy's fault. It's just that comedy could result in the end of the world because of how these people have all been based themselves on comedians. And Elon Musk is the first comedian / crony capitalist because he's so funny. But he thinks he's okay. I'm going off the topic now, but you know where I was originally.
But again, he's got the audience that got attracted to his certainty.
I love the idea. These things would all be individually funny if they weren't so ridiculous and happening in a short period of time. But the idea that he would put it up to a vote of the increasingly Nazi influenced social media platform that he's created.
Of the people who happen to follow him and see his fucking poll.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I didn't even think about that. It's less even scientific than I thought it was. It's not everybody voting on. It's just the people who follow it.
Yes.
And then he says, but you see, he's such an asshole when he goes, the people have spoken. I think he knows that he's being an asshole. I think he thinks he's like
he's desperate for money. I mean, he's not desperate personally for money, but he's desperate to make Twitter not bleed, and so he feels like Trump will bring more people and more traffic,
Has Trump done any updated tweets?
No, I don't think so. Trump has his own power play going now with Elon Musk, and plus I read that Trump is contractually obligated to post on True Social first. Like he has to wait 6 hours.
Oh, wait a second. How would he have the contract like that? He breaks all the rules.
Yeah, but he also has people who invested in it.
Like, okay, so it was Goldbull's grandson.
It's not like he put his money into it.
He doesn't have any money, we found out. It's so amazing to me that all of the things, and I've said this to you before, and I know this is going to make me sound like a raging narcissist or whatever, but I wish I hadn't been right about these things. But back then, before he ran, and when Forbes was saying he was the world's most rich, he had fooled or bullshitted Forbes or pressured them or annoyed them.
Andy, all of New York knew he was full of shit.
That's right, but you weren't first.
No, I don't think you were first. I don't think you were.
Ahead of the curve.
I do not think you were.
You don't think my dad was ahead of the curve when he was
like
actually
I said, we
Trump?
were making Trump jokes in 1989 on Mystery Science Theater.
No, but but my father had already had Trump as his client, had spoken to Mr. Trump, not called him Mr. Trump. So he knew. I don't know what I get from this. The early adopter award.
And wasn't it Fred Trump he had as a client?
Wouldn't that be? No, it wasn't. You're kidding, right?
I was sort of kidding.
You know who my father did have? He had some of the Bowery Boys. He had Leo Gorcey or something.
Really?
He had David. Yeah, it was either. You know the guy who was Uncle Willie? They used to call him Uncle Willie.
Hey, knucklehead! I need an L joint.
So you're a knucklehead, are you? This is, thank God we have evolved past that style of humor.
Yes.
So that's the thing. He now knows Elon Musk, or as you call him, El Diablo.
Yes. That was the name of the character you played in a cartoon I hired you for.
What was it?
Remember the Naked Trucker animated thing? You played El Diablo. I'm El Diablo. You mean the devil? No, I'm El Diablo.
That does make me laugh. Makes me laugh a little bit. I'm Elwood P. Diablo. Yes. You know where I got that from? Elwood P. Dowd.
There you go. Still
who's
don't
the name
know
of Harvey. Harvey's. Can you imagine a little Andy Kindler? He's like 13 years old. He's running around summer camp as that lead in all the plays because I'm the only kid there who wants to do them, probably.
I've never seen Harvey.
I wonder if it's bad or if it's
I've
good.
always felt like it's bad, although it lives on as a classic movie. And I love Jimmy Stewart. But I got to see it, obviously, because
you will enjoy it.
I don't know
it's still overrated.
I don't know why I'll enjoy it, but I probably
will because you'll see Jimmy Stewart within the context of that character is able to say, "Oh, excuse me, wait a second, Harvey's trying to get my attention. What seems to be the problem, Harvey? Shut up, Harvey." Stupid is I can't do the voices, so I changed the context I changed the lines of the movie.
Well, you're adapting for yourself.
Stop playing that fucking piano, you stupid. You're a woman. What's Zuzu? What's her name? The daughter?
Kathy? The one playing the piano is Janie, I believe. Janie,
you're a woman. You'll never be as good as men. So stop playing the fucking piano and get me a beer. I can't. He's trying to squeeze out of the comedic order that was It's a Wonderful Life. And that's how the show started. When we first started, it was our go-to running bit, along with Mr. Weinstein coming in. But we have to grow, Josh. Am I right?
We evolve.
Like, you don't do like stupid sound effects that make me look bad anymore.
Never.
You don't. There's no way people would know that my penis is small. Clink, clink, clink. What sound could you do?
I mean, if we can talk about its dysfunction, then I've got stuff in the library.
Whose dysfunction?
Your dysfunction.
His penis doesn't work.
Right. What's the library?
My sound effects and jingle and sting library.
Oh, no. I don't think he's screwing at all, Andy. Screwing. Ha 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 ha. Bing bang.
Exactly.
I miss those days. What? Okay, look. Here's the thing. Look how far we got. We got so far today, like having a regular discussion. I know it's not a regular discussion to you because you're used to talking to people where you say something, they say something back, and not talking to someone who you ask him a question and then he's like, his head goes, I'm in a merry-go-round. Andy, yeah. No, I'm not doing a podcast. It's a merry-go-round.
I think of it as surviving the first wave.
How you doing, my friend? Oh, good. I haven't seen you here for years. Okay, guess this impression.
All right.
It's been about 10 years since I've seen you here, my friend. What? Have you tried the gigantic great because that's what I'm here for. I was here for it 10 years ago and I'm back again. I got it there. I got a little Broadway there.
No, you didn't.
No? Okay, show it. Let me hear it.
The best I could get to is like Andy Griffith in Hospice was kind of the...
That would be a good movie. Me in Hospice is going to be a great final documentary.
Absolutely. Get the fuck out of here. I'm dying.
First, I come up with the idea. I think you saw Tuesdays with Maury, right?
Sure.
I mean, I read the book. So we'll do Tuesdays with Andy. And get the fuck out of here. The point of this was so that you show people how you were going to exit the world with some dignity. Fuck you. Fuck you, Josh.
We'll do Shabbos with Kindler.
That's funny. Yeah. That's funny, Josh. You're living. You haven't gotten your 6 months to a year is on the outside.
Geez, if that's the outside, I
don't know. I think I have to let go of this idea that you are going to be whatever happened to
nearby
Baby Jane?
Is the phrase.
What's it called?
Nearby? Is that the phrase?
No,
you're
going to be my Baby Jane or whatever happened to Baby Jane. You know, where you completely.
But you are in that chair, Blanche. You are. But I am standing on your air hose, Andy. I am. What are you going to do about it?
Susan, he's coming again. I swear to God, he's ripping me off. Hi, Josh. How's it going?
It's going good, Andy. How are you?
Good. Josh, there's no more money left in my account. Do you know anything about, why would you steal my money?
You talk about the money. But there you are, dying in a bed all alone. What are you going to do about it?
You did this to me. You did this to me, Weinstein. You convinced me that I was losing my mind when I wasn't losing my mind. You changed the calendar days on me. They changed the days in the calendar thing where they rip off the calendar.
It's called gaslighting. Get used to it.
That's right. I swear to God now, Josh, every single kid knows. Now they know what gaslighting is.
Do.
I used to think
it had a real long dormant phase, but thanks to Donald Trump, it's another comeback. It's like Christmas. Christmas and gaslighting are back.
You know what I hate about Christmas? I can't say, fuck you, Jew. Get out of my way. I'm trying to enjoy Christmas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't say Merry Christmas. And also the Jews do actually have horns on their heads. I saw one. You can't say that anymore.
Mom, can I have Christmas without an anti-Semitic hate crime? Give it a shot.
It's so funny. Give it a shot. That's still give it a shot has been a running bit on this show based on my mother saying to me when she saw her little sad child put up an empty. What's worse than putting up an empty stocking that won't be filled, right? That's how you identify hurt.
Yeah,
put it up there.
But the lesson is you're not a bad kid. You're a Jew.
And he enjoyed Hanukkah forever. And from that day forward, he loved Hanukkah.
That should have been your takeaway.
Yeah. No, because my mother hated Judaism too. By the time she couldn't wait to get out.
Right. That's true. That's true.
Why couldn't she have been like this? Like Yentl.
But what's a Quaker Christmas like?
It's not. Well, Quakers are not specifically do Christmas is a specific way. They're generally Christians, but they don't have to be Christians. So it's all about the friendship and all that.
Really, you can be a Jew and a Quaker simultaneously?
Yes, because the joke that I was telling you, I told you this joke a long time ago. I got this joke where some of my favorite Buddhists are Jews or something like that. Some of the best Quakers are Jews. That was some kind of joke along that line, because it has happened that many Jews have turned to that religion.
Right, but but they generally are turning. I mean, it is a religion still.
Well, it's a religion. I don't know how you. I don't know how you. If you're going to use religion as a negative, I'm not using
it as a negative. I'm using it as a word that we use. I
believe that it is a religion.
Yes,
I believe that it is religion. It is a religion, but it does not have people the negative.
I'm not trying to make it negative. I'm trying.
Why stop pushing me?
I'm trying to ask. I'm trying to learn.
No, it is a religion.
Right. So your mother wasn't a Jew when she was a Quaker. She didn't identify as a Jew still. She identified as a Quaker.
I wonder about that, because I don't think that even comes up. I think they just they're joined by their desire to find the still small voice within them. So it wouldn't matter even if they remained Jews. But why would you remain a Jew if you didn't?
Well, if you're getting a different religion, you're generally eschewing the first one.
No, because that's not part of their tradition. They don't care about it.
I'm not saying they demand it. But I mean, like Judaism would demand that you don't become a Quaker, probably.
No, but we weren't. We were never Jews like that. We were Reformed
I understand.
Jews.
All right, you're taking this much too personally. I'm trying to get actual information about.
Oh, okay. What would happen?
I'm not trying to say, what did your mother do wrong? I'm not trying to say that religion is bad. I'm not trying to pin you to anything. I'm literally trying to say that once you're a Quaker, you're a Quaker. You aren't a Quaker Jew. You aren't a Quaker Lutheran. You aren't.
But I don't know the Quakers went around saying that they're Quakers. So the thing about it is,
then how do you find them?
Because they go to these meetings, meeting for what they do is meet for worship.
Right. But and what are they worshiping?
Depends on what I was going to say was there are different forms of Quakerism. So there are some very conservative sects of Quakerism.
But isn't it all still under the umbrella of Christianity?
No.
It is not.
It's not.
Okay.
It started. I'm sure it started by Christians, but it's not. There's no service. There's no.
Well, but that's irrelevant. I'm just asking: is the faith?
But you can't argue.
Is Jesus a figure in Quakerism?
Not necessarily. It is for my mother. It was for my mother, but it does not have to be. Not all Quakers relate to the Jesus story.
Okay.
But here's the problem: there's different sects. But you can't say things like to me like it's irrelevant because I'm not on the stand.
No, it's just that you were bracing for an attack, and that's not what I'm trying to do.
Okay, but putting aside
I'm not interrogating you, I'm questioning.
I understand. I apologize for bracing for attack. Right. I think post bracing for the attack is that then we get into the area of that I don't know enough about.
Okay, because I obviously don't either, and I had an assumption that you had learned stuff about it.
I did when I was arguing with people online, and I think that I did learn that you don't have to say I believe in God or I'm a Christian to be a Quaker. You do not. It is not part of. But then there's conservative Quaker sects. So I don't know how they can be more conservative, but the Quakers that I'm relating to, that my mother has been in the tradition of, are religious freedom loving people who wanted all religions to be. That was what they were. That was part of their reason for being, was to allow people to observe in any way that they want. In other words, that's part of their religion, was to allow people to observe in any way they want.
Right, but I think the question becomes: it's not a question you can answer, but my question, I guess, would be: is it it's fine if, like, Judaism believes that other people should basically believe what they want; they just can't be Jews, So, but I'm asking: is the Quaker? I understand that the tenet of Quakerism is freedom of religion for all people, but does that mean outside of Quakerism? Like Quakers believe everyone should be able to believe what they want, but we're Quakers, and we happen to be
I think
Quakers.
it's more. I don't think they. It's like I think it's more of there's
more
no,
like a universalist kind of a thing.
It is kind of. You mean Unitarian?
Unitarian, universalist. Both.
Right.
I've heard both phrases used for churches. So.
Right, but the difference is that there's a tradition. They're going with a tradition that was started by George Fox. So they're going by these people. It's almost like there's a direct line from the first Quakers to my mother. She found them in Flushing. But if she hadn't found them in Flushing, let's say she found them where Nixon was a Quaker, she wouldn't have become a Quaker probably. So there are people, I'm sure there are some Quaker organizations but they're separate. They're totally separate. They're not even like, they're not the same groups that my mother and her people, where you can go anywhere in the world and go into a Quaker.
There's not
a
Quaker church. There's not a
No,
Quaker
there is not.
hierarchy.
Right. There is not. So I think that that's what is attractive about them, as opposed to the Unitarian Church. To me, is vaguely Christian.
Yeah, I mean, Quakerism is vaguely Christian to me too, and I'm still not convinced that it's not. But I'm not saying that it's a bad thing that it's Christian. I'm just saying, by definition, you're defining it as a philosophy, basically,
and a religion. Because you said that I accept that it is a religion because I'm not accepting the negative connotations of the religion. But within that, there's not a we open up the hymnal.
There's not a specific dogma.
Right. There's no dogma because their whole thing was met on not talking. The whole thing was to be let's all sit, and if the spirit moves you. Their whole thing was trying to find the voice of God, whatever you want to call him, voice of God within you,
right?
Type of thing.
Okay.
But it does make me now want to research it more because you know what I should do is I'm going to release my mother's conversation I had. She's explained these things to me before, but they don't stick.
Right.
Like, you know, it's like she's talking about history when the guy came to Flushing, and, you know, Quakers were very proud that they were abolitionists. They were constantly standing, and they left England for the same reason. You know, some people did. Some people left England or whatever, and they wanted to just have their area where they could be crazy.
Right.
But the Quakers were more like trying to get everybody to be free. But I don't know. But I'll find out more. I will find out more because it's like talking. It's not like talking to a moron when you talk to me, but it's like, and I don't like to call myself a moron unless I know no one's.
Leave it for others.
It's unbelievable how I've overcome the whole idea that I'm stupid. I know now that I'm like a genius.
Right.
That's what makes me so comfortable.
Right. That's what makes you powerful.
I just said the idea of me being powerful has made me laugh in a way.
It did kind of turn you into the Pillsbury Doughboy right there.
So we are not. What?
Well, we didn't get very far on Quakerism, but I'm sure someone will look on Wikipedia and fill us in next week.
Well, the problem is that the more it's like it would be smart. It would be good if I had a deeper knowledge of the things that I know, but I don't.
That's all right.
In this particular case,
that's all right.
But it's not. It's almost like facts elude me, but I do know subjects sometimes. So I probably have studied even more. No, I'm lying. I didn't say more.
Right.
So, but the point is that we would love to hear your take. So don't forget to tell us how you feel
about Andy's mom and her choice of religions. He's really good with that.
Well, I'm not going to talk to you until after the holiday, and when this comes out, it's after after Thanksgiving has happened. What are you doing? I'm not going to see you. What are you going to go do?
I'm going to cook like I always do.
But is there anything special on the agenda this year? Are you going to have more gourds on the table?
No, there's not. We're not specialing it up. It's pretty much.
But you're having people come over?
Yeah, I think there'll be about 8 people here, maybe.
Oh, that's crazy. No, that's not crazy. But I still haven't been at any events.
Yeah, I've been going to restaurants lately and loving it.
Really?
Yes.
And no, there's no mask involved at all?
No.
Wow. I guess you'd have to have someone sit down with you at the table who had it.
Yes.
That's where you get it.
Pretty much.
Well, I'm very proud of you. Or also, I think you're very foolhardy is the way to look at it, too.
Well,
foolhardy.
I'll take either one because I'm very happy when people bring me good food and I eat it.
Yes. Yesterday was an exciting day.
You can't get oysters delivered, Andy. You just can't get them.
That doesn't make sense. No. In fact, what you're bringing up is one of the biggest problems. Is that the sushi is so much more enjoyed out of sushi.
It's so much better. I do not like tepid delivery sushi very much.
The only thing I eat is because I have to, because I'm not going to go to the restaurants.
Well,
maybe this time next year, but not now, my friend.
That's where we part ways. I'm trying to get him in before the numbers spike again.
Well, they're spiking right now for flu or something. Did you get a flu shot?
Yeah.
Why is it that people aren't getting these shots? So they go, I got the shot. What is wrong with people? Wouldn't you get every shot if you could get them?
No, I haven't got every shot, but I've gotten all the.
I'm getting every one because you know what? Shingles doesn't care.
I know shingles doesn't care, and I'm eligible for the shingle shot now.
Oh, that one you should get.
I should. I know.
What's the hesitation? Wait, maybe you're not old enough to get it.
I am. It's 50. No, it's not hesitation. It's absent-mindedness more.
Okay, so you'll get it.
I have no objection to it. I just haven't done it.
You know,
I'm not good at getting life's checklist done all the time.
Well, there's a very good movie. What was the? Oh, I had it too. You just used a
life's checklist.
What was the expression you
life's
just
checklist.
used? No, you said
shingles doesn't care.
You're absent-minded. The absent-minded shingle sufferer.
I love that. It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
And it goes like the guy's in so much pain. It's like Jerry Lewis style pain.
Right.
Well, why didn't I take the shot? That's how much it hurts. Is like that. I think Letterman had it in his eyeball.
That's a bad place for it.
Yeah, and I don't even know what I'm saying when I say that. That's how
my father-in-law had it, and he was miserable, and also he was in pain. See what I did?
I like that one a lot. I like that one. See, we're never gonna lose that format of joke,
right?
And that was the mayor. There's a guy down in City Hall. He's screaming and he's yelling, and and that was the mayor. So you can imagine.
Sure.
So you can imagine.
Sure. You have to trail off after it as well. So.
Yeah, I think it's almost over. The 80s is almost over now.
I think it is.
Because I don't even think that would be effective if you were in a club now and go, because that's the kind of a thing.
No, but they do. You still get the "Sir, this is an Arby's" as they punch. Yeah, that punchline. So.
That still makes me laugh. Well, it still makes me. The air hose joke makes me laugh. It's not the quality of the jokes,
right?
So much as the
being told near you where you can hear them makes you laugh. That's pretty much what happens.
Josh, here's the thing.
Yes.
I'm making an announcement today.
All right,
you ready?
Fantastic.
Okay.
Hold on one second.
I am.
All right.
But I wanted to point out the amount of disgust that was in you saying yes first.
No. It was.
Oh, good.
Hope.
Okay.
It was hope.
All right. I'm not going to be the dumb guy in this podcast anymore. I am so tired of.
Oh, aren't you? Oh, that's cute. Yeah, no, you're not.
I'm so tired.
No, you're not, Mister Smart Guy. You're not gonna be dumb. No, you're not.
Do you know how hard it is for someone as intelligent as me to pretend they don't get it?
Well, you're good. You're good.
I mean, sometimes it's actually painful. Like I'll be like, "What's the word?" Like one of the hardest things for me to do is when I'm doing the "I forgot what I'm saying" shtick.
All right.
To not just say the answer.
I know.
Because my mind is so razor sharp. So razor sharp. It's so funny that was like it was like a little insight into what it must be like for all of us. You know what I mean? You could feel that. You could almost sense that the nonsense that was going on in my head as
absolutely,
I was trying to fix the next
I really
thing.
wanted to know what the next beat was, and it was silence. So.
Okay, so I think I still will remain then the idiot. I think the idiot is a good thing because I talked to my therapist about that today.
You know what, Andy?
And she said,
Andy,
what?
Stay in your lane.
That's terrible things to say.
So you're
It's
talking.
like, look,
I'm sorry.
Well, no, my therapist was I forgot what I was saying.
You were talking to your therapist today, and
I forgot.
Zoom.
But Ted Baxter was upset that, not Ted Baxter, but Ted Knight. What's his name?
Ted Knight.
He was upset. He did not want to be seen as the buffoon. But once he got over that, he was realized. So sadly, my character is not an American, rich character that America has come to love. Lou? Well, Lou? Because my dumb guy is not as pleasant as other dumb guys.
Well, you keep acknowledging you're the dumb guy. That's one of the things that a good dumb guy doesn't do.
Oh, because they don't know they're dumb.
Exactly. The best dumb guys think they're the smartest guy in the room.
Stop saying the best dumb guy.
You're the best. You're one of the best.
Don't you ever get tired of that bit? I don't.
Not so far.
Not so far.
30 years in, still on.
30 years in. I want to just say, I don't know if I've said how happy I am with that, how the election did turn out. Karen Bass won in Los Angeles.
That was good.
And I was walking around, as you know, I'm a walker.
I have heard that.
And things are getting worse. There's more homeless people. I just hope that people, and I'm talking to people of my background, like middle class people. I don't know what is preventing what should be done from being done, but I will have it right next to the door. It's easy for me to say.
Yeah.
There's an empty lot right next
to me.
There is, yeah. So it's got to be time to stop the bullshit and to help people. I realize it's hard to help people sometimes because you can't compel someone to get help or compel someone to be drugged. But I think if people knew...
But you can offer them the empty lot next to your house that you don't own. Why not? It's a start.
You see, I'm trying to have a serious discussion about the issues that face our society. Uh-huh. This is my how dare you voice.
Okay. Well, here's my sanctimonious voice. What are you going to do about it, Andy?
Oh my God, terrible. A terrible society we live in. You mean just because you're bigger than me, that kind of thing?
You're
literally. Oh, what am I going to do about the homeless? You mean?
Yeah. No, I wasn't threatening you to a fight. I thought you were threatening me. No, I was being sanctimonious.
Oh, which is people like that are online. Like they'll do that online all the time. Where I go, you'll say these people are leaving Venezuela because there's terrible problems there. You'll always have someone go, really? What are the problems exactly that you're saying?
Right.
There's always those people.
That's like me going, what's Quakerism exactly?
No, you established very clearly that's not what you were doing. You really wanted to know, which is even more frustrating when you talk to someone who doesn't have anything. Okay, let's stop the bit now and tell me more about Quakerism. That would be good.
Right.
It was... I can tell you it was started by George S. Fox.
That's
George
good.
S. Fox? I don't know. There was already a George Fox in the Quaker Union.
That's right.
That joke always entertains me.
He was
does.
He was wholly like a fox.
You know what? As we head into the holidays this year, Josh.
Yeah.
First of all, we both had very interesting Sundays. I felt bad for you because I was already over my loss.
Yeah.
And my loss, I felt, was not a horrible loss. It was the weather conditions were terrible. They both play.
Andy's talking about football, by the way.
Yes.
It's not but it sounds like you're talking like planes went down or something.
Planes went down. Did they spin out? No one was around.
There was no survivors.
No, Josh is from Minneapolis, Minnesota. He does not like football as much as he likes basketball, but he is a Minnesota Vikings fan.
I am indeed, and the Vikings, while they went into the game 8-1, it was quickly determined they would be leaving the game 8-2.
Yeah, so it was kind of a frustrating. And who likes to see the Cowboys win? Nobody.
Nobody likes that, but nobody, no one feels good or bad. Those are the kind of wins you have to flush as a winning
That's
franchise.
Right. Is that what you'd say
if you're a loser, you absolutely have to flush this win. This isn't us.
Is that how you are in the locker room?
That's how I am as a coach. We'll go over film. We'll go over film on Monday, and we'll take the lessons we need to. But then we
Shut
flush,
up, Joey.
then we flush it. Our next opponent is next week. I'm going to say Detroit for the sake of this banter.
Shut up, Joey. Fuck you, Joey.
Okay.
What was that? I mean, and we'll be back with more. One guy's in one bit, the other guy's doing something else.
That was Jew backing down.
Okay. Don't hurt me, mister.
Chewbacca? Backing down? Oh, my God. Let me tell you something. I would like to say this to you. So this year's coming in.
Please stop with the preambles to sentences.
I'm sorry. Wait, let me just say this, and don't hang up on me. This is what I don't want.
I can't. We have time. We have to go for a super episode because Mr. Go Out of Town.
Yeah, Mr. Out of Town is not going to be available for. And you know what, folks? I know you're probably right now. You're all sitting.
I did
around.
solicit us some questions, by the way. So.
Oh, let's do it.
We won't. No. We're not there yet. No.
Oh, that's the end of the show.
Yes,
you're saying,
exactly.
Right? I. Well, that was very clever of you to get questions.
I had a feeling we might need to stretch a little.
So are you saying that I should pretend as if we're not doing 2 days session and pretend that we put the usual?
No, we're doing one day. We're doing one day.
And I think people appreciate my.
I just won't be putting a song in between the two.
My candor. They appreciate my candor because it's like
they appreciate your condor. Actually,
isn't that a bird?
It is.
And we'll be back with it's kind of like the Marx Brothers, but there's no
joke. No joke. No joke.
Did I ever tell you about the law firm I called up of Bernstein?
No, tell me more.
Okay, so I call up and I says, is Mr. Bernstein there? He goes, no, he's out at a very important meeting. So I say, is Mr. Bernstein there? He goes, I'm sorry, he's having his checkup. That was weak. And I said, Mr. Bernstein.
There's four more. That's you already had
That's
checkup.
Pretty weak. Mr. Bernstein, no, he died earlier today. Is Mr. Bernstein there? No, he's in Peru. Okay, then is Mr. Bernstein there? And this is the punchline. Speaking. So good.
It's gold.
It is gold.
Well, it's Jewish gold. It's filled with chocolate.
With gefilte do you think Jews made food, got attracted to food that they knew they could be mocked for later? Like no one would eat gefilte fish if they didn't know it's going to turn into a bit.
I just think they wouldn't have called it that.
Well, first of all, when I used to, a lot of times they go, that gefilte, they'd say that gefilte is too small. That gefilte is too small, they would say.
Yeah.
I threw it back. Gefilte. A gefilte fish is this fish that
I dropped my plate on the floor and I tried to pick it up and eat it. And my mom said, don't do that. It's gefilthy.
I enjoyed the
I was realizing how far away I was getting from the beginning to the end. There, it was just
gefilte. So let me get this straight. The Jews said, let's also make the food horrible and the holidays on top of that. Except I think
no, Andy. They said let's make subsistence food that we can get in these places where we're kept away from.
I'm sorry, I didn't know you took it so seriously. Is that because of your yeshiva? You went to yeshiva every day.
I went to yeshiva. Yes.
I cannot believe that I would complain about anything in my life ever when I know that you had to go 2 or 3 times a week to some stupid other area.
First of all, do you think I did it without complaint?
Well, in other words, there was never a young Josh who was like, I like where this is going.
There was never for a moment that young Josh.
Was there ever anybody?
And I think my mother on some level, I mean, my dad couldn't have given a shit, I don't think. But my mom was bound purely by societal expectations that we do this. This was all about her being a good Jewish mother in Minneapolis.
To society.
This is what people of her ilk did. And all of her friends' kids did it. Therefore, we have to.
There's nothing to me more depressing than religion without the spirituality.
That's how I wrote it.
Yeah. So let's just say a message to the Jews. Message to the Jews next time. Look, Cha-Cha, maybe you wouldn't be persecuted for 10,000 years if you had better tasting bread. You have not heard from Dennis Miller. I did show you a picture of him. I think I put a picture of him. Yes, with posing with Joe Arpaio.
Yeah.
A picture of him.
It's good to be here in Maricopa.
And was he doing the actual pink underwear jokes when he was there? Yeah, Sheriff Joe Arpaio. This guy's a pretty tough dude there. I'd hate to have Christmas at your house where you have all the kids in the pink underwear.
Go in a rapist, come out a Spice Girl.
Can you believe we live in a country where that figure, Joe Arpaio, he predated the current Trump. He was like the John the Baptist.
Yes, he was.
For the Trump.
Yes, he was.
And we were talking about, and remember they had that woman who was the governor of Arizona. One time she spaced out completely and she didn't even know what she was saying. And you can't even remember her name. That's how much we want to shove these. We thought that was over. We thought the Tea Party was over. Right?
It is. It's the Freedom Caucus now.
Now
baby.
it's the Freedom Caucus. But now I am convinced completely that the tide has turned, Josh.
Really?
There will never be problems again. Fox News will realize, oh, what are we doing? It's so silly. Rupert Murdoch will say, I'm too old. I'm too old to be in the game. He's trying to do the same game he did in 2016, where he tried to get Trump out of the way, right? You know what he tried to do? He
tried. He didn't help him, and then he went, "Oh, he's our guy," just like everybody did with Trump.
Because I watched that special on CNN about it. Although CNN says now they're not going to do any more. Did you tell me they're not making any more movies and things? No, not enough movies in that camp. So it's just the horrible coverage,
just bad wall to wall coverage.
They brought the history of comedy back.
Did they?
Yeah, that was all gone. I was like, oh, let me see this. Oh, of course, 2017.
Yeah, they're trying to burn them off.
They are not changing their philosophy as a network either. CNN. They still think there's a both sides is the way to get an audience or something.
All right.
Maybe I'm giving them too much credit. Maybe they're not thinking at these networks. Maybe every day they're thinking, all I care about is will my job last to the end of the week.
I think there's an element to that in all of these decisions, for sure.
Yeah. But there's not, is there, who's the current guy like Roger Ailes at Fox News? There isn't probably. It's just a rotten organization. So whoever would be at the top.
I don't know the org chart there.
Well, because you're more of a Newsmax man.
Absolutely. That's me.
Or OAN? Isn't that another one?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Organization of American News?
One America.
One America.
Yeah.
And you know what that means? No Jews, no trans.
Yes. That seems to be the code.
But now that there's been this horrible shooting, I'm sure all the people who whipped up anti-trans hysteria will apologize and realize what they've done wrong.
Sure, particularly Lauren Boebert, when it's in her district and all. Yeah.
That was her district?
I think so.
I am actually...
It's certainly her area of the country.
Certainly what?
It's certainly her area of the country.
So we were so close to her losing.
I know.
But we did well. We did well without that.
No, I can't get over that one.
Yeah, she should have been beaten. Yeah. I can't get over any of these. In my mind, I go, well, he's in California, that Kevin McCarthy district. They're going to wake up one day, right? What is his district? Is it Bakersfield? Yes. Or is that Devin Nunes?
It is. No, Devin Nunes was a Fresno guy, I think.
Right. Yeah. But Kevin McCarthy's not even Orange County, right?
No, he's the middle of the goddamn desert. Most powerful man in the house comes from the middle of the goddamn desert.
And sure, early on we all liked him a lot.
Their claim to fame, Buck Owens, ladies and gentlemen. Buck
Who
Owens.
is excellent.
We love Buck Owens, but still.
But not his politics. But maybe Buck Owens didn't have politics.
I would much rather have Buck Owens as the Speaker of the House.
Yes, absolutely.
Because then he'd just go, here's Nancy Pelosi.
Wait, I think, isn't that Roy Clark?
They both did it.
I didn't know. I thought it was always Roy Clark.
No, they both did transitional intros.
I always loved Roy Clark when I was a kid because he played guitar so good.
He was good. Remember that time he played it on The Odd Couple?
I think I don't know that episode.
There you go. It's fucking Shangri-La waiting for you.
Oh, man. I saw a good Bob Newhart, too, the other night, where it's the group therapies. The group therapy episodes are just really
They're
amazing.
always gold, yeah.
They're amazing episodes. Because Jack Riley, who plays Elliot Carlin,
Yes.
is so great. He's so great. And Bob had hired an elderly lady who wasn't doing things. I can't explain. You have to be there. I watch it on Peacock. That's our favorite network, as you know.
Really?
Peacock.
Really? I'm surprised.
No,
by that.
we did subscribe to Peacock because we wanted to watch the Real Housewives of Atlanta from the first season on.
Yeah, without commercials.
No, they actually have commercials because we're only going for the $5.99 a month. But they don't have much. They don't have many commercials.
That's good.
It's like they say 1 minute.
That's
not the way it is on cable news.
And with Real Housewives, that's sweet relief. So
it really is. It really is.
I watched two old people rock and roll extravaganzas this weekend.
What was it?
I watched the Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction on HBO.
Right.
And I watched Elton John's final concert in America from Dodgers.
Oh, is that his final concert?
His final North American concert, yes.
And how was it?
It was interesting. I mean, there's no part of me that wanted to be there at Dodger Stadium last night.
Right.
But I like Elton John, so it's like you're hearing Elton John hits all night. So that part of it was easy.
Right.
It was what was interesting as a musician was watching him at 75 manage his voice within his catalog, because it's like it absolutely warms up during the course of the set. But that first hour, he's like not leaving an octave, and he's, and all the high notes are just reinterpreted as something else, or, he makes it a harmony, with someone else singing the note that's in your head, and then he but it's like, as the night goes on, he goes for more and more notes and bigger notes, and his voice fills out, and, there's still some he can't, he has no falsetto anymore, but he doesn't try, So it's I don't mean it as a slam on him. He's 75 years old. Of course. So it's just really interesting to see him manage the choices and manage his voice, and you could feel him get more confident as the night went on to sing the big higher notes. And
that's not from smoking, right?
No, it's from being 75. Age. Yeah.
I don't know. Why would I was just thinking. I hope my pipes don't go on me. I hope my pipes don't go.
No.
Because they were my secret to the. No, but.
Your vocal cords just loosen up over time.
Is that true? So when you are like 100 years old and people aren't doing it as a joke, they're like, hey, how's it going, Josh? Yeah. It's not a bit they're doing.
Right. They don't have enough air to really vibrate their cords well.
But how do you know so much? You sound like you actually know how vocal cords work. I don't.
I love that question that you do. How do you know that?
I know it's true. It's all there is to that question, because I'm thinking did they get tightened? I mean, and then I think is the fact that I have none of my tonsils, is that going to make me sing late? I'm just worried about my singing career, basically.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to end before it started this.
No, there's still time.
Someone makes this time to.
I've for sure lost notes off the top.
Tell me how this sounds. You ready? Someone made your life tonight, did you, dear? And it's good falsetto, right? And that you want to do boo the doobie bomb and hoopy bomb. What do you think?
It sounds like a lullaby for your great-granddaughter.
Yeah, do you feel, were you able to, you could do a falsetto, I'm sure, right?
Oh, yeah. I had a really good, I still have a pretty good falsetto, but it's loud.
Oh, I see. And it's, Beatle, you can do the Beatles things, but you can't do the Motown things, because those are like, thought I saw somebody who looked, that's where it starts. Who looked just like me. I thought it was me.
That was especially the Philadelphia sound was especially falsetto singing.
Yes. I found love on a two-way street. Now that's how it feels like. If you're saying that's what falsetto is, I'm doing a great job.
Yes, you are.
I lost it on a lonely highway. Oh, it's like butter, Andy. It's literally like butter when you do it. Yeah, that's some good singing, though.
Good,
like Smokey Robinson.
Yeah.
Not me, Smokey Robinson.
Yes, he was good.
Because he would go, more and more joy. He's singing up there. That's his. What's the difference between a falsetto and someone who could just sing high up there?
That's the difference.
Nobody can.
That's the difference right there. No, you can. I mean, I have high notes in my real voice, and
Mariah Carey, for example, can hit high notes.
Yeah,
without falsettoing it up.
Well, no, but she has that whistle voice thing too, which is, I think, a form of falsetto.
What did she do?
That whistle voice, like that mini, that mini Ripperton. Range.
I guess what happens is that anybody who has that kind of range, at some point they go, "I'm putting it in the song."
This is me doing powerful falsetto. Hey, mama said the way you move gon' make you sweat, gon' make you groove.
Oh, very good. That's so good. Hey, mama. See, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to try and match you because I can't do it. So, if you went to a vocal coach,
yeah,
because I haven't gone to a vocal coach, but
really?
But can you teach? Is that something that can be taught? Is how to how you create that voice?
Probably, but
yeah, I don't need to, so I'm not going to do it.
For me, it's just hear it and try to ape it.
Right. But once when you've already gone through where you've learned how to do impressions, you've already learned the way to form a lot of different sounds.
I suppose, but none of it was learned. I mean, it's all just instinctive.
No, you learned it on your own.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, so, but I'm saying I don't have a process. It's just instinctive.
No, I agree. The process was you listened and you tried to ape it.
Right.
And you had a great ear. That's the process.
Why, thank you, sir.
Well, that's true. But I probably could do Donald Duck better if I didn't find it so horrible sounding.
Probably you might be more incentivized to do so.
Yeah. I might be more incentivized.
Yes.
Now, I'm not going to say that I could do impressions like you because you have a God-given talent that you've developed.
But you notice that I've never sold myself as an impressionist ever.
No, because that's a depressing field mostly.
Yes.
It's a depressing field. And it limits most people when they choose it as the field.
Yes.
As opposed to using it within your own comedy. Okay, so I think I'm out. I'm out now. I'm not out. I'm not out of ideas.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that I won't talk more.
Okay.
Before we get to questions.
We can just get to questions. You've annoyed me into it.
It's time for questions. What do you want to know? We love your questions so much. It's half our show. Half our show.
Is there going to be a Pickles one here?
Yeah, I hope so.
Pickles says, when is the latest in the day that you ever boarded an airplane? Red eye type deals, etc. Midnight. I've done it at midnight. I've done it 1 in the morning.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, same here.
You often do red eyes from this part of the country.
I never do red eyes.
Okay, so he never did, but I often
really don't
do it.
I can't sleep on the plane, and so I go in the day before and burn a hotel room if I have to.
Oh, you go in the day before. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That makes sense. That's a very smart way to treat yourself, I think.
I just don't.
I didn't treat myself.
I just don't like the showing up in the city at 5 a.m. feeling.
No. Usually it wouldn't be 5 a.m. It would be like 8 or 9. And I would, it's so funny to me because I thought to myself, what you said, I never would have even thought to do. You're not there the day before, so you don't do it. But I probably could have saved myself a lot of sleepless nights because I can't. My thing is I can't get up in the morning to get the flight.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. See, that's the hit I'm willing to take.
Well, because you're a hit taker.
I'm a hit taker, dream maker. Johnny Whoop says, "Is there anyone you just can't feel empathy for?" Sure, Donald Trump.
Yeah, I don't feel any empathy for him at all. Yeah, I don't feel empathy for Hitler. A lot of those things, like, when people forgive people who have killed a member of their family, it's like a big thing that they do that releases them from their own pain.
Right.
So,
I guess there's probably a level of you have to define empathy fully, but I mean, in the sense that I can understand how Trump got to the damage that he has.
Right. But you don't care. You really have no empathy for
I
him.
have no empathy, or certainly no compassion for it.
Exactly. Dan Marsh says, "Hey guys, what's it like being professionally funny and then meeting the person who's the funny one in the office? No one is on all the time, but do you deliberately joke less around civilians?" That's an interesting question.
I absolutely do. Because for many reasons. But I mean, if I'm among comics, they're the ones who are not. They're always going to understand that jokes have their own context, but that's not true in the real world,
Right. True. So, that's very, very true.
I won't make a joke to please myself in the real world. I will make a joke only if I feel like it's going to make someone's day better, generally,
Yeah, but the point about being on all the time, I think that's also a point that I've had to learn even as for doing stand-up, that I don't have to be on all the time. It's in other words, like that the idea of turning it on and turning it off is not really, I kind of want to turn it on whenever I want to turn it on. But a lot of times when you're turning it on, it's because you're trying to make people laugh who are in your life or something. It's the same thing as on stage.
Yeah. And let me be clear, I don't have an on and off. These are human instincts that are taking place in real time. There's never any point where I'm like, bring it on. Here comes the Josher. There's no
right. I think it's just an expression.
If I'm around funny people, they make me want to be funny with them. And if I'm around people, if I'm around the guy who's the funniest guy at the office, what generally happens is I'm not nice enough to give up a laugh for them, and they start getting hostile towards me because they usually are getting at least courtesy laughs from people. So that's where the conflict occurs, is those guys.
But certainly in the sense of like, what's that? Retention? It's not called. What's that show? Succession? No.
I don't know. Succession's a show. Retention is not.
No, but it's a show on Apple TV where they're worried that they're all going to be. The Ben Stiller thing. Yes. So in that show, like. Whenever you are bound by other people to be in a situation, and whoever has a sense of humor, eventually that will come out, and they'll gravitate towards each other.
Right.
So I think that it is true that people with senses of humor will find each other. Kind of.
I think so too.
Yeah. And also, I think people have a generally good sense of humor when they're not. Well, sometimes they don't, but sometimes people don't have a sense of humor only because they don't choose to look at the funny side of the thing in that particular context.
Right. Yeah. So I'll never use a joke if I feel like it's going to make an interaction more complicated.
That makes sense.
You know. BD West says, if you had told me at some point in the past that such and such would happen, and at some point in the future, I would have told you that both your screws and your women are loose. Is this premise hack, overused, and tiring? Inquiring minds want to know. I think just the idea of men saying loose women at this point is kind of, it's passe.
It might be hard.
It's passe.
It might be It's what?
It's passe.
Right. But I like the joke. I like the style of the joke.
Yeah, but it does feel like the 40s, kind of.
Let me think.
Both your screws and your women are loose.
Yeah. I think you're never going to be able to get past the fact that women are loose. I don't think is going to be a punchline that's going to last.
Right.
It's based on the fact that you're saying that women are loose and men can't be.
It's loose shaming. Walt Nada says, what are you thankful for, fuckface?
I'm thankful for the fact that people can call me fuckface, and it's just like it doesn't bother me. I have empathy for that.
Yeah, that's good. I'm thankful for so much in life.
It's too long to list?
No, it's a short list, but it's good, you know.
All right, go ahead.
Health, great wife, great kid, house, podcast.
I wish people could see the look on your face. You look like a tired detective. Man, the podcast is good. I like food.
And another thing, ma'am, friends.
BD West says, first they came for the Vuvuzela. How do you pronounce that?
Vuvuzelas.
For the Vuvuzelas, and I said nothing because, damn, they're annoying. Then they came for the beer, and I was sad because I drank beer with my friends. Almost everyone did. Sometimes I had too many beers. I liked beer. I still like beer. Very funny, BD West. I'm very impressed with that whole.
Do you know what he's referring to? First of all,
his previous one.
No, it's not. Do you know what vuvuzelas are?
Yeah, they're at the soccer games.
Okay, yes.
Is that what they are?
They're from the World Cup, yes.
And they're like shofars?
No, they're kind of like shofars, I guess.
Do you blow into them?
You blow into them and twirl them simultaneously.
Oh, okay.
And then the drinking beer thing was because they pulled the beer from the World Cup this year.
Oh, no, you got none of that. Yeah. I got none of
that. I know. That's why I'm going back. I'm annotating for you.
So what do the people do in the stands now?
They bitch about there being no beer and go, ole, 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 ole. God, this sucks sober.
It's going to change the sport, isn't it?
Probably. Well, probably not that much on what's happening on the field.
A terrible, terrible thing to have to consider. I don't like sports that cause people to kill each other.
That's
in
why,
the stands.
That's why you boycotted rollerball.
Take it away, Josh.
All right. Julian Valentich says, what's the most surprising thing Trump could tweet first now that he's been reinstated?
Well, something
Happy
clever.
holidays.
I was wrong. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I have many problems. My cousin pointed out many of them in her book. And I should have read it more carefully. Is it cousin? Yeah, that's her cousin, right? Mary Trump?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, am I wrong about this? Okay, shut up. Christopher Citro says, in Tom Sharpling's recent memoir, he describes asking Patti Smith in a hotel elevator if she'd ever seen Humble Pie. No, she replies and flees as the door opens at a floor that probably isn't hers. What's something stupid you've said to someone you've hoped to impress? Well, first of all, let me say this is a very famous story because this has become almost a theme of Tom's life. is that he described what it was like, and he had seen her 3 or 4 times in the hotel, and then he decided to ask this question, and he was just miserable about it. So it's just a story about. I'm sure that's happened to me a lot of times. It's like probably happened to me anytime I've met somebody I would wanted to like me.
Right. Let's see. What's something stupid that you said to someone you hope to impress? Want to go out sometime?
Is that true?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I guess I have been turned down. If that's what you mean. I was going for a joke, but.
Oh, you're going for a joke, but yes, you have been turned down.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a great story though too, because anybody who listens to that show. Hey, here's something from Richard Cole. Is Eddie Murphy the best stand-up comedian ever? I don't think he is the best stand-up comedian ever. I think he's funny.
I don't think he's the best ever. I think he was really good, and I think he has that sort of John Casale like body of work, in the sense that he like did it really big, did 3 things that were all very funny, and then quit.
Right.
So if you go back and look at what Eddie Murphy did, there's just these good examples of his stand-up for the most part. Right.
And I think it's just the idea that when you ask that question, is someone the best stand-up ever, I just in my mind goes, he didn't stay a stand-up forever. Right. So that probably affected where he was going to go with stand-up.
There's 2 answers to who's the best stand-up ever. One is there's no such thing, and the second one is Richard Pryor. And any other answers,
that's right,
really make no sense.
That's true. Very true. Richard Cole is back with another question. Richard Cole says, Andy, were you trying to quote Bob when sang? Okay, this is not. Something's wrong with the way this was constructed.
Andy, were you trying to quote Bob when you sang "Changes" for Angry Bob Dylan last week? You did. You made a reference to we're immune to your consultation.
We're immune to your consultation.
But you kind of did it as a Dylan reference.
Well, you know why? The reason why I would do that is because I think of Bob Dylan when I think of Bowie, because he wrote that song about "Here You Come, Bob Dylan." It's just a thing like I kind of meld them together in my mind.
Huh. And the second part of the question, the question is, what's your favorite David Bowie song, Josh?
Okay. What do you think?
Well, I don't know. Changes is pretty goddamn good. I also like the bombastic.
Oh no, love, you're not alone. You're helping yourself, but you're too unfair.
I like those sorts of ones.
There's a star man waiting in the sky.
It's so hard to say because his stuff. I mean, I like almost everything on Hunky Dory. I love
Hunky Dory and Ziggy Stardust and
Heroes.
Or
Low.
I like Heroes more than Low, I think.
Yeah, okay, I'm mixing up things then, yeah.
But I mean, I just like Bowie a lot, but I'm not a super fan.
I'm a super fan, but no, I don't even know what that meant.
Did you ever see him in concert?
No, so forget it. I never did. So forget it.
I saw him once, but late in his career.
Yeah, because you would have had to have seen him in the late. Yeah.
No, I saw him in the 2000s. But
how was it?
He was good.
Yeah,
he had Macy Gray opened for him. That'll tell you about when it was.
Wow. Stephen Elton Yates says, Andy, the fearsome foursome was the defensive front four of the LA Rams in the 60s and 70s. Rosie Greer, Deacon Jones, Merlin Olsen, and Lamar Lundy. The Vikings defense was called the Purple People Eaters. That makes sense. And I do kind of know that I met Deacon Jones on what's his name show? Gabe Kaplan show. So that was exciting.
Yeah. My mom used to work with Merlin Olsen like once a year. Because he was the spokesman for FTD.
He seemed like a nice guy, right? Or he seemed like a...
He was very nice. My mom had nothing but nice things to say about him.
I don't remember Lamar Lundy.
But we were talking about the Vikings, and you said they never won even during the fearsome foursome years. And that's what he was.
That's so surprising to me that I would.
Who can you name in the Purple People Eaters? Is the question.
Oh, Carl Eller.
Yes.
It's not Dick. Whoever would be the Dick Butkus of their team.
Alan Page.
Oh, that's right. Who else?
I think Mick Tingelhoff.
Okay, I wouldn't remember that, but I do remember him. Yeah,
I can't remember the fourth
they were great.
I was 2 years old at the time. Sous Vide says it's fun listening to you gush over the Jets and Vikings, knowing they each got beat in fun and different ways yesterday. Sports, baby. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for you helping keep my sanity.
Well, I don't like this. I don't like this sous vide. The sous vide's trying to do one of these things where you do the slam ski, and then at the end you go, and may all of your families be loved. No way, sous vide. No way. I'm not taking it.
Enjoy the steaming gut pile carnage of your team's losses. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks for being there. And what's the second part of the question?
The second part is, he says, love the don't hit me guy character. More, please. And that was I'm going to San Diego next week. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. I have to. Don't hit me.
Greg Kelly says, watched the Elton John show last night, and it was fine, I guess, but kind of forgettable. Oh, and happy American Thanksgiving to James Mason. See, this is another one. This is another one where I don't believe the first one.
Yeah.
I don't believe the first one about Elton John. He just wants the James Mason.
No, I think the fact that he called it kind of forgettable tells me he probably watched it.
Okay, that's good.
Because it was.
I don't care what kind of Thanksgiving James Mason has. He's been dead for many years. He can kiss my ass.
Well, I'm back and I've heard you.
How could you have heard me?
I heard you. I'm right here.
Are we at a magic buffet?
Let me say something. How dare you, sir? How dare you?
I'm sorry. I was just kidding around. No reason for you to get upset about this. This is just
It's
jokes.
more than upset. My honor has been spoiled. Sullied.
Like that terrible Thunderbird wine you were selling?
It has an interesting taste and a big paycheck.
All its own?
All its own.
Well, James, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not sorry. I'm sorry.
I love you, buddy. Happy Thanksgiving. American or otherwise.
Why don't you read the last question, since that's what you're used to doing that.
All right. Tweet Bahara.
Tweet.
How are you guys at doing DIY? I'm not even good at saying DIY. You can imagine me actually doing it. How are you guys at DIY home repair? I fall somewhere between Jerry Lewis and the Three Stooges. Wow, that's a narrow pocket.
I'm not very good at anything where at one point you either have to squeeze it tight or do something.
Yeah, I've owned a house for 20 plus years now, and so there's some shit that I've learned how to do, and and certain things that I won't try because I either have no knowledge or no faith in my skills.
Yeah.
So even if I do it, I will still retain insecurity about it. But I will tell you, when I do a project successfully, the disproportionate amount of pride I feel to the actual task that I
is a little much. You think
is over the fucking top? It is over the top for sure.
Well, that's good though. You get a little feeling there.
I do.
But yeah.
I do. It's like it's a level of manliness that should be reserved for killing a bear. That I feel really. Yeah,
because the people who were tinkerers when they were younger and they became, the guy can. And I'm not in that group.
I'm not either. Your father was a fucking plumber, and you're not in that group. My dad was a lawyer, and it was like he was like, "I'll fix it." No.
Well, Josh, we're coming to the end of
Andy, time. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving down in San Diego. Don't hit me. And If you'd like, if you'd like to grant our Thanksgiving wishes, go to buymeacoffee.com/thoughtspiral and support our show, or buy our stuff. Andy's finger is already on the hang up button, so I'm waiting for his fantastic gag.
Gefilte.